I've talked a lot about Commander Cody and the Bad Batch. There's a reason for it because I really truly do think that we will finally get the answer of Commander Cody's supposed dark fate after Order 66. In Legends, there's a clear variation between Commander Cody and the subsequent results of Order 66, where they thought they were doing the right thing for the Republic and now their new empire, and ultimately got wiped out together with the Jedi. The clones suffered the same fate as the Jedi. They were both wiped out in service of the Sith. Well, before we go on about Commander Cody, you see, if we talk about the Clone Wars series and where we ultimately fell in love with Commander Cody, Captain Rex, and a lot of other clone commanders and clone soldiers, the Clone Wars as a series was largely just an anthology show, more focused on arcs more so than a grand scheme story. These were sets of episodes were usually between 4 episodes apiece, where it explained an independent story from one area of the war to another area. Whether that be a Jedi-specific arc or a clone arc, we loved them all in the same. These jumped back and forth through a number of huge characters, and through the later seasons it started getting more of a linear story. In Season 7, for example, it was more so just a linear story and the return of Ahsoka Tano into the fold. We know that by contrast, The Bad Batch will not be that kind of a series. It will be a one-fold, one storyline, all-encompassing, all focused on The Bad Batch Clone Wars 99. It will stay on the small group of characters throughout the series, promising a more focused narrative. In that way, the series feels more like Star Wars Rebels, which we got accustomed to seeing Ezra Bridger throughout their epic storyline. And what's even more interesting is that so far, other than Tarkin, which doesn't seem to be the main villain, just a side villain, this show has not yet had a central conflict, a central villain, or a main conflict, an explanation of the storyline. All we know is that Omega is now intertwined with the Bad Batch, who was running away from the Empire. That is a vague storyline that we have no idea of what the conclusion might be, and this is what keeps the Bad Batch series more interesting. The interesting thing, of course, and here is where the past Clone Wars storylines come into play, is that the first question that was asked was, is the Clone Force 99, is the Bad Batch capable of leading an entire show all by themselves? Previously, we've all had main figures that we knew beforehand, but the Bad Batch was very brief and short. A similar question was asked with the Andor series. Cassian Andor was a great cast. I love Diego Luna in the Star Wars universe, but is he capable of leading his own show? Where this is where side characters, in my opinion, come in. The footage that we saw so far in the trailer looked very, very promising. One of them being Grand Moff Tarkin, that is pursuing the Bad Batch across the galaxy with his Imperial force. Other characters that we've seen in The Mandalorian was Fennec Shand, and of course Captain Rex, who was confirmed to be returning, and in fact looks to be one of the focuses on this overarching storyline of post-Order 66. As we can see in the trailer, Captain Rex voluntarily takes the Bad Batch together with Omega and sends them to the crash site of where supposedly Ahsoka Tano and Captain Rex died. So I can't help but wonder what the main question that Captain Rex will ask the Bad Batch, and that is, I think, about Commander Cody. We know that the Bad Batch series takes place after Order 66, after the events of Revenge of the Sith, and although Captain Rex and Clone Force 99 managed to escape from Palpatine's control, most of them did not. Among the thousands of clones that were forced to participate in Order 66 was Commander Cody. He was the leader of the 212th Battalion of the Grand Army of the Republic and almost killed his close friend Obi-Wan Kenobi. Unfortunately, without any way to free himself from the chip's control, Cody fell victim to the inhibitor chip implanted in all clones' heads and opened fire on his former general on Utapau after Palpatine gave the order to wipe out the Jedi. Now, in Legends, after Order 66, we only have information about Commander Cody in Legends material. You see, in Legend material, even though there is no death scene or ending conclusion to Commander Cody, we know that he basically suffered in Kamino for a long time, because that was the fate of the clones. They were relegated within Kamino, protecting the clone facilities and never having the chance to live out the glory days of the Republic ever again. Just like Commander Cody, much of the Clone Force just died slowly on Kamino, never seeing action again and being superseded by the human recruit stormtroopers. Well, the Bad Batch can finally change that in canon. Trailer footage for the series has shown that the Bad Batch, who I speculated were unaffected by Order 66 due to various reasons, they will eventually meet up with Captain Rex, as we see in the trailer. He is also hiding from the Empire. Now, one of the great things that the Bad Batch will explain, it will be how Captain Rex came to contact with Wolf and Gregor. It is with 99% certainty that they will finally show how these three came together, since Season 7 did not explain that. But more so than that, I think that the conclusion to Commander Cody's fate will come at the hands of Captain Rex, because he will ask the question about his dear and close friend. Since the Bad Batch were still around when that order was executed and the aftermath of it possibly, now we will understand how the clones fared after Order 66, what were their thoughts, more specifically what Commander Cody did and said after he supposedly killed Obi-Wan Kenobi. The Bad Batch is briefly shown serving under Tarkin in the Imperial military, so they will likely know what happened to other prominent clones such as Commander Cody. And since Cody and Rex were particularly close, having served side by side throughout numerous campaigns together with Obi-Wan and Anakin, he would surely like to know what happened to his friend. Obviously, the tragedy of Order 66 would be heartbreaking for any clone who had escaped it and knows personally how the torturous hell that was Order 66, killing your closest compatriots in the Jedi. All in all, even if it's legends or canon, I don't think there is a version of the story that ends happily for Commander Cody, but I think that he still is deserving of proper closure, of us finally giving Commander Cody the last say. Revenge of the Sith is definitely not the last time we should have seen Commander Cody executing Order 66. But I know Dave Filoni will step up and do the right thing, so I truly believe that the Bad Batch series will give us the closure we deserve in canon about Commander Cody and what were his thoughts on Order 66. Guys, leave your thoughts down below in the comments. What do you guys think Commander Cody will say, or what his opinion will be? And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up down below, subscribe for dailies. Now you can have an awesome day, Star Wars fans. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you. Until then.